Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If today's your first time stopping by, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today I'm doing this chit chat video because I'll just be doing my makeup and I will be telling you guys a story, a true life story that happened to me. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Pull up a chair, get yourself something to drink. So I need to wear my contacts, so I'll do that off camera and then I will be back. To start with my makeup, I'm going to apply my moisturizer. The only thing I have on my face is a toner. I just used my toner, so I'm going to go ahead and apply my moisturizer. So I did my internship in Nigeria. Let me use this mirror. I don't want to be looking into the camera like that. So like I was saying, I did my internship in Nigeria. That was like, I was in Nigeria from 2018 till 2019. Guys, when I came for my internship, I came back to Nigeria around June for my internship, and I went to several hospitals. So guys, if I'm looking here, I'm looking in the mirror. I don't want to use my my mirror screen. So I went to several hospitals, like I was saying, to submit my application for my internship. The only place that not the only place, out of all the hospitals, the place I liked was Zankli Medical Center. I'll put a short clip of Zankli. That hospital is so fine, they are so organized, and the first day I went there, like the HR, the ladies in the HR, they were so nice to me. We became friends instantly. Like, that place was so nice. So what I did was, after applying my moisturizer, I'm going to apply my primer. So what I did was, I instantly knew the hospital was meant for me. So I didn't even bother like looking for another hospital at all. I'm going to apply my primer, and I'm using this primer. This is not a makeup tutorial, so I am not saying much. So like I was saying, the first day I went to Zankli, the ladies at the HR, they were so nice to me. So I submitted my application to they took me to the MD, the medical director, and when I got into his office, the students that are doing their IT, their internship, are rounding up. That it doesn't make sense for them to accept me now because they're already rounding up. So he was like, I can either leave my application and come back in September, or I will just go figure out another hospital. So now, that was July. I was thinking, what will I be doing from July to July and August? So I was like, you know what, let me just see if I could get a job, like a part-time job, you know, to keep me busy. I went online to like hunt for. So guys, I just finished doing my foundation, and honestly, they've been telling me that, Trish, you need to upgrade your makeup, that doing your brows before your foundation is like the old-fashioned way of doing makeup. So let's see how I'm trying this out today. Let's see how it goes. So like I was saying, after submitting my application in July, I was like, what should I do next? Like, I can't be staying at home. Like, I don't know how to just stay and not do anything. So I was like, you know what, let me try getting a job, a part-time job, you know. So I went on this website. I won't be mentioning the website, but just know there is an I in the website's name. So I went on this website and I saw job posting. I saw like most of the jobs were like HR jobs, customer service, and I was like, oh, okay. So I did submit my CV for one of the jobs, and I was hoping they'll call me. So after like 2 days, I got this message on my phone. Hi Patricia, we saw you applied for the position of a customer service representative. Would like to have you tomorrow come for the interview. Would want you to come. I don't know, let me pull up the message, guys. 1 second, let me pull out that message. Actually, doing my brows after my foundation is not a bad idea after all, honestly. So let's get the message. Yes, so I got this. I just found the message. This was sent to me July 8, 2018. So I got this message. You've been the job briefing with I don't want to mention the company's name, in Abuja, 3rd floor, Plaza, Abuja, 9 a.m. July 2018. So I was excited when I got this message. I was like, I went to my mom. I'm like, hey mama, that's why I call my mom, by the way. I don't know why I do that. I was like, mama, I just got this message. It said I should come for a job listing. My mom was like, this is your foreign, because my mom, when I was applying for that job, she's like, nobody apply for job online. She believed like you have to maybe go to the office or something. So I was like, nah, that was my first time applying for a job online in Nigeria, because I know like back in China, if you're looking for a job, just wait on WeChat, you see posts, and nobody goes to offices to apply for jobs back in China. So when I showed her, my mom was like, oh okay, that's fine, I can go. So the next, on that day, I got up so early. I went, you know, to the place. They said I should be there by 9. I was there like 8:30. I don't joke with time. Like, I know like I'm in Nigeria, and in my previous video I say we have Nigerian time, but it's not for everything. Like, I don't, like there was no way I was going to go late for my interview no matter what, except like major problem. So I was ready by 8. I was there. When I got there at first, the place was locked, so I was like, oh, maybe I'm too early. So I waited for them to like open the, open the place. When they finally opened the place, I went inside and I saw chairs. Like, it was like a house. They had this corridor where they set chairs, 1, 2, 3, and it was 9 rows. I'm like, how many people are these people planning to hire? Like, why do they have so many chairs? Like, if you're looking for HR, why don't you just call 5 people, or even 3 or 4? So we waited and everybody came. The place was filled. I'm like, okay, I wanted to leave, to be honest. I'm just like, this kind job briefing that chairs are like this. But I was like, you know what, just be patient. So I sat there. Now in 2018, I had this iPhone 6, and then I have my iPhone 6 Plus. I also came home that year with my iPad, because I was using my iPad for so many things. So when it was time for the interview, I was the first person they called, and I was like, oh, okay. The lady came out, she was like, who is Patricia? I'm like, this is she. So she's like, please, can you go here? So I walked into another room. There was this chair, there was a guy and a girl, and she directed me to go to a guy's place. I sat down and the guy goes like, hi, what's your name? How are you? I'm like, I'm fine. How are you? How are you doing? He's like, fine. He was like, why do you want to work with us? I'm like, well, I saw you posted for a job and I'm here to apply for the job. Like, the guy was really surprised. Like, I wasn't moved. Like, I mean, no, even if I'm looking for a job, he's a human being. I'm usually not scared, like, anxious or whatever. There are only 2 ways. It's either I get the job or I don't. Like, there's no need for me to start stressing. Actually, doing my foundation before my brow makes so much sense. I don't think I'm ever going back to that my old-fashioned way of doing my makeup again. So the guy was like, okay, so what do you think about this place? Do you think you'll be able to like be coming to work on time, blah blah blah? And I was like, why not? Like, I'll show up on time, this and that. But I now asked him, I'm like, so what's the job like? Why do we have so many people? He's like, well, so many people applied for the job and he's not the one to pick, that we have to wait for his boss to come. So we waited. One man came and they took us to like another room, still in the same place though. So they took us to another room and we sat there, and this man came. I will give you contracts. This was literally how he started. Like, this was literally how he started. I will give you contracts that will earn you millions. I'm like, this is sounding like preaching. Well, let's see how it goes. So I was there and he was like, I'll give you contracts that will get you millions. Here, we'll give you contracts for open doors, blah blah blah. I'm just like, I don't understand, is this a seminar or a job interview? But then I was just like, you know what, don't be in a hurry, just be patient. So I waited. He started going on how, you know, he has helped so many people get a job in this Abuja, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, okay. So before you know it, it started raining and the place was leaking. Like the office was leaking. I'm like, people that have contracts to give somebody that will earn us million, why can't they fix their office? Like, what's up? Why can't you fix your office? So this man started talking, and then to cut this story short, he went on to say, okay, for the contract you have to pay blah blah blah. That was the part I was waiting for, because I know that it will come. The money part was the part I was waiting for, because it's Nigeria, my country. I know how things are done here. So the next thing I'm going to do is, of course, highlight my under eye. So he went on to say, for the contract you have to you have to pay a small token, and they'll give you contracts that will help you, you know, like get money, blah blah blah. And I was like, you guys have that much contract, but rain is beating me, because like I said, the place started, it started raining and the place was leaking. So I was like, you guys, is it that you know this thing where you see someone hawking 25 ways to be a billionaire on traffic? You're like, why haven't you applied this thing to yourself? Like, some Nigerians are so gullible. Like, I don't even know. How can you be hawking 25 ways to make you a billionaire or something? Like, so the man went on to say, okay, you have to pay a small token, and the contracts are very few. We need just 5 persons to stand up. He said that nobody stood up. After saying that, nobody stood up. He now said the contracts are not much. We need this is it. Nobody stood. Everybody was seated. Like, everybody was seated. And then 2 girls. Now later I told my mom. My mom is like, maybe those girls are working with him. 2 girls stood up and went forward, and he whispered to them. He's like, he pretended like he whispered something to them, and he went on to say, is it expensive? They said no, that is very cheap. So later on, when I was telling my mom was like, those girls are definitely part of them. That was what my mom said. Like, the girls, they just stood up to, like, you know, con people to taking part. So the girls stood up, and later he was like, he whispered to them like, okay, is it expensive? The girls, they said no, it's very cheap. So I was like, okay, it's very cheap, no problem. He was looking at me, I was looking at him. He was looking at me, I was looking at him. I knew he wanted me to stand up, because then my phone started buzzing. Like, my mom started calling me. I've been out for so long. I was there before 9, so around 12 I was still there. My mom has like started. I really don't know Abuja well, so my mom is always like worried whenever I go out, like, where has she gone to, blah blah blah, when is she coming back, except maybe I'm staying with my friends. So my phone was buzzing. My mom was calling me on my iPhone 6. My aunt was calling me on my main phone, like my iPhone 6 Plus. So I would just pick it up and try to like mute it, something like that. So the man was looking at me, I was looking at him. He was looking at me, expecting me to stand up. I didn't. And then he finished. He was not like, okay, that's all. No, since you guys don't want to get this contract, you don't want to be billionaires, you don't want to make money, blah blah blah. And I was just like, what? So after he finished rambling, he said, please, before we leave, I would like to see few people. Few people? Okay. He's like, you. I was the first person he pointed at, and he was like, I would like to see you. So everybody left, and I walked up to him. I'm like, you want to see me? He's like, yeah, he wants to see me. I'm like, why didn't I stand up? I'm like, I don't have money. He's like, you don't have money? I'm like, yeah, I don't have money. So he was like, how can you say you don't have money? I'm like, honestly, I don't have money. He's like, is it that you don't have Naira? We also have like a domiciliary account. I'm like, Oga. And I told him, I said, no, I don't have money. And to be honest, there was no way I was coming to pay for that thing he just finished saying. Like, before you get money out of my hand there, you have to be convincing enough. Like, you cannot just come and say 1 or 2 things and then I'll bring out my money that I worked so hard for. So he's like, is it that I don't believe him or what? I said, I honestly don't have money. So the man went on to say like, okay, that he has a domiciliary account, he can give me blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, I don't have money. So when he saw that I wasn't moving, he said, okay, that, but how can I not have, he then went on to say, how can I not have money? I have an iPhone 6, I have an iPhone 6 Plus. This man was mentioning my phone. I have an iPhone 6, I have an iPhone 6 Plus, and look at my shoe, look at my bag, I even have an iPad. That is it that I don't believe him? He just feels like I don't believe what he's saying. And I went on to say, I said, honestly, I don't have money. Then my phone started buzzing. I said, you know what, that I need to pick this call, it's very urgent, that I'll be back, just give me a minute. So I walked to the corridor, I picked the call. It was my mom. My mom is like, what's happening? Why am I still there? That when am I coming back? I just told my mom like that she shouldn't worry, that I'll call her back. Immediately I booked my Uber. I never went inside again. As soon as my Uber was downstairs, thankfully my Uber didn't even waste time. It was there in like 2 minutes. As soon as I saw my Uber, I took my shoe in my hands. I was wearing a high heel shoe. I just quickly grabbed my shoe, ran downstairs. This is not a joke, guys. Literally, I grabbed my shoe and I ran downstairs. I never went back to him again because I don't understand. I ran downstairs. Obviously, I bet he must be waiting for me, but like honestly, that was the last time I tried applying for a job in Abuja. Like, I don't know how people do it, but it could have even been worse. Like, I could have been robbed, you never know. Because like, that man was very desperate. Like, the way he was trying to get money out of my hand. You know that, how you know people that are very tricky is, they try their best to convince you to get whatever they can before you leave that spot, because they know that the minute you leave, you are not going to give them audience again. Do you get? Like, he was like, okay, is it that the handout is, it's not even handout, the contract is too expensive, that he could reduce the money for me, blah blah blah. And I'm like, nah, it's not that it's too expensive, I just don't have money. I just ran out immediately. Like, I'm not even an eyeshadow person. I don't want to wear lashes, but I think I have to. I'm so proud of myself. I'm going to contour my face. I'm still trying to decide if I really need to wear lashes. I think I should. Applying my lashes is one of the most difficult things for me, but I'll try. First step, make sure your eyes are closed. Okay. I'm getting better at this. So, like I was saying, as soon as my Uber came, I ran out of that place. When I got home, I told my mom. She was like, you know, African parents, I told you so. You found people online, what if they've robbed you? And honestly, it could have been worse, but thank God it wasn't. So I'm actually done with my makeup. I'm just left with my powder. So the next thing for me to do, I already have my lip balm, is to wear my lip gloss. I don't own one single lipstick. I'm not a lipstick person. So the last thing, of course, wet my hair. I'm going to wet my hair and I will be right back. I don't want to wet my hair today. I wanted to wet my hair before, but I just changed my mind. I'm not wetting my hair. So the last thing for me to do is, of course, apply my spray. So should I wet my hair? Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in my next video. Until then, stay blessed and stay beautiful.